It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Birds and the Buccaneers, and it comes your way next.
The cannons of the pirate ship ready to fire in the north end zone. We can only be one place. Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa, the home of the Buccaneers. So good to have you with us, Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen. Greg, one of the joys of covering the league week in, week out, you watch guys grow and mature, and all of a sudden you turn around and look at the quarterbacks we have in this game. Now we're looking at guys who have arrived at that magic term, franchise quarterback.
Yeah, I think you just have to give a lot of credit, of course, to the player themselves, the work, the ability to invest in themselves to develop, but also in these organizations. They continue to surround these quarterbacks as they've gotten older with better talent, better systems, play to their strengths, maybe protect some of their weaknesses. That's what it takes to play at a high level at the quarterback for a long time in the NFL, and give credit to both these players and both these organizations. I think it's official. They have their quarterback of the future, and the future looks bright.
And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. So the Philadelphia offense set to take over for the first time. And leading them out, their quarterback. It's Jalen Hurts.
This is someone who just seems like every year they just get better and better, Mike, right? I mean, think back, whether it was Alabama to Oklahoma to being a Heisman finalist, going from a backup role to MVP candidate. His development has been fun to watch, and now he's universally considered one of the best all-around quarterbacks in the league, and if they want to leave here with a win, they're going to need him to be just that.
First carry for Saquon Barkley. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
Hurts working in the pistol. He'll tuck it and take off.
I love this call, Mike. Second down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. But a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield. Take off, turn into a runner, pick up the first down.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. That's caught. It's the tight end, Dallas Goedert. It's a gain of 12 there. First down, Philadelphia.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
Hurts will work here from the pistol. There's a throw right side. It's going to be incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
He finds Devontae Smith. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. Now think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. A pistol snap back to Hurts. That's caught. Saquon Barkley. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line.
And what really stands out about this drive is the ability of the quarterback to really spread the ball around to multiple targets. It puts so much pressure on the defense, deciding who do they want to account for, because no matter who they try to take away, quarterback's doing a nice job of finding the open man.
Line of scrimmage is the 15. It's 1st and 10. That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. Picked up by Zion McCollum.
I'm not going to sit here, Mike, and say there's ever a good time to throw a red zone interception, but in this case, it's the first half. You have the rest of the game to get yourself back down here in the red zone and make up for that miscue, because next time they get down here, they got to be a lot more careful when they decide to air it out.
So the Tampa Bay offense set to work for the first time in this one. And they're led by the #1 overall pick back in 2018. Greg, it is Baker Mayfield at quarterback.
Yeah, you have to feel good, Mike, seeing Baker Mayfield back established as a franchise NFL quarterback. He had such a tough journey these last couple years, bouncing around multiple spots around the league. And then last year, down in Tampa, he has a chance to get them to the NFC Championship game just a few plays away. If he continues to play up to his potential, this team's going to be tough to beat.
Get this complete right side to Otten.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
2nd and 7. They send Evans in motion. On 2nd down, Baker. For the sideline, he's got Evans. Here now, 3rd and 5. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on 3rd down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
The Eagles offense ready to see the football for the 2nd time. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. And in motion is Brown. Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. They'll put a receiver in motion right. He's trying to get around the corner, but can't. Going to be run down behind the line. A completion, yes. A loss of yardage, yes as well. Here's 3rd and 7. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Oh, he's got this one complete to Goddard. It's been a busy first quarter for him so far. His 3rd catch goes for a 1st down.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
On 1st down, it's Hurts. taking a shot downfield for Smith. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Devontae Smith, the intended receiver. It's second down. And that one's incomplete, but a late flag comes in. Looked like he might have gotten there early. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Hurts again. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
Even though it doesn't result in a sack, when you dial up the right pressure at the right time, Mike, sometimes that's all it takes to lead to that incompletion. The timing is just a little off between the quarterback and his intended target, and the ball falls incomplete.
He'll get this over the middle to Smith. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
Well, it goes without saying. You want to play wide receiver in the NFL, Mike, how well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And when you can cut like this guy, I'm not sure how you guard him.
To the air again. Hurts. There's the tight end, Grant Calcaterra. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
Man in motion is Brown. Again, Hurts. He's going to tuck it and go.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
They'll come up on a second down and 8. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. He'll look underneath here for Barkley. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
Third and 6. Hurts. That's complete. Tight end Goddard. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
Now they're entering the area of the field, especially with the amount of yards they've gained on this possession, Mike, where it feels like a touchdown is critical. For the defense, settling for a field goal here, especially with the ball where it is, feels like a win.
And he'll go right back to Goddard. He's got it again. So we've come to the end of a fairly evenly played opening quarter. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. We'll have more from Tampa after this. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's second and inches. Hurts will try it again. This one is hauled in. Are the feet in bounds? Yes! A.J. Brown. Touchdown, Eagles.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back, even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan. Everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they...
And, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed. So replay's going to take a look at this one and make sure it is good for 6. And we'll get a moment here as they look this one over. Remember, the call on the field is what they'll stick with unless they have clear, incontrovertible visual evidence to the contrary. In other words, it's got to be the truth. So, ruled a touchdown originally. They didn't find any reason to overturn it, and it stays on the board. Here's Jake Elliott for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Eagles will take a 7-0 lead. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. The Buccaneers offense ready to take over for their second possession. They'll be hoping to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 our score as this drive begins with a first down. On the ground, they'll go with Rashad White, the back out of Arizona State. He'll get about 2. Quinyon Mitchell up to make the stop. Second down and 8. They'll go again with White. And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. The lane closed quickly, and here comes third down. From the gun, it's Mayfield. That's caught. It's Evans. They get 16 on that connection. It's a first down for Tampa Bay.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
One of the tight ends motions right. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes. So give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
Throwing on second down, Mayfield. And the reception for Chris Godwin. And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
On 1st and 10, here's Baker. Now, screen set up for Irving. Down to the 10. And he will get into the end zone. Bucky Irving. Touchdown, Buccaneers.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
On is Chase McLaughlin for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Buccaneers will level things out at 7 apiece. So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. A safe kick taken at the 5. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. That's A.J. Brown and the rest of the Eagles offense set to take over once more. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. Here's Hurts. That's caught left side by Goddard. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the first down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can drop all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
They face 2nd down and 7. Once again, it's Barkley. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
On 3rd down, here's Hurts. He's got his man. It's Smith. A gain of 16 on that pass play. Good for an Eagles 1st down.
You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. On the ground, this is Barkley. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
The integrity of the defense, Mike, is based on every defender holding their gap. That's exactly what we saw out of this defensive tackle. Not only did he hold his gap, he's able to shed his block and make the play.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. A short throw taken in by Goddard. And he'll be very close to a 1st down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
The drag route. We used to say this is day 1 install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run-after-catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
And he's not going to get the first down. Met and brought down in the backfield on 3rd and short. They do not get it done.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking first down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
A field goal, no gimme from this distance. They'll go on 4th down. They'll try it now with Barkley. And he's going to have the Eagles first down. Good work there on 4th and 1. They get 7 to move the chains.
Little test of wills up front, huh, Mike? I mean, who wanted this one more? Who would get off the line quicker? Who would drive the other side backwards? Pretty impressive that not only are they the ones that won the battle, the defense knew what was coming and still couldn't stop it.
Now he takes off. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. 10 yards on the scramble there, and he picks up the first down. Hurts now. That's a short one, caught by Goddard.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
Man in motion is Smith. To throw on 2nd down. Oh, in trouble. Down he goes.
That last sack is exactly why defensive coaches preach over and over. Just play the next down. Just continue to make them snap the ball again. You're one big defensive play from changing everything about this drive. And what once looked like a promising drive, following that sack, looks a little bit different now.
Trying to keep this drive moving, but it's 3rd and 8. Hurts to throw. He'll try and get there on the ground. And the Eagles are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Here's Barkley, and he'll just get up inside those big bodies up front, and he's in. Saquon Barkley, touchdown Philadelphia. A lot of big bodies down there, but at the end of the day, the one that mattered, the one with the ball, finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, once that back gets the ball, Mike, he's just looking for a little crack of daylight, and he's thinking, I'm going to run into it and just hope I come out the other side. And in this case, the other side's the end zone, and they get 6.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Buccaneers offense and their running back Bucky Irving ready to hit the field again. And he's been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers here in the first half. This defense is going to need to find a way to key in on him because he's eating them up right now. Here's 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. Quick throw, taken in. A 2nd down throw for Mayfield. Down the field, it's Evans. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. Mayfield to throw it here on 1st down. Timeout here, Tampa Bay. That is their 2nd. And they stop it with 19 seconds to go in this opening half. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Now Mayfield. He'll find his running back, White. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9. To throw is Mayfield. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
On 2nd down, Baker. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
McLaughlin's kick is good. And the Bucs are back within 4 at 14-10.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
Three seconds, all that remain in this 1st half, as that one's away. From a yard deep, he's going to bring it out. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this 1st half of play. So, we've hit halftime, and it's the visitors, the Eagles, out on top. And we get you across the state to Orlando. And check in with the coach. Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Mike, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our halftime report. Here, it was the always dangerous Saquon Barkley with the impressive 1st half. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break.
Coach, thanks. This one's still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out with the hot hand in this 2nd half. About to get started. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Bucs offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. Now Mayfield. Over the middle, that's Godwin. They'll get 11 there, and that's a quick first down.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice first down pickup. I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
Slot receiver headed right. Back to the air, it's Mayfield. It's complete to Evans. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. They'll look to pick this up, 3rd and a yard. Here comes Otten in motion. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Mayfield. That's caught left side by Otten. And he's going to be out of bounds after a pickup of about 4, but that is enough to keep the drive alive. First down.
Really just comes down to everybody understanding the situation. You realize, how many yards do I need to get for the first down? And just make sure at least one of my receivers is past the sticks. That's where he went with the ball, and they're able to convert.
The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
When you can bring cornerbacks on pressure, man, that changes everything for the defensive play caller. Offenses spend all week worrying about linebackers, defensive linemen. How are they going to protect the quarterback? But when you can time up a secondary pressure like this, man, oftentimes there's no answer for it.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. They send Godwin in motion. From the gun, it's Mayfield. Gets this one into the hands of his receiver, Godwin. They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. Sending a receiver right. Baker to throw. He'll try to run for it. A gain there of 23 yards. Good for a Buccaneers first down.
You certainly can't fault the secondary here. The coverage was almost too good downfield on 3rd down. The quarterback realized quickly there was nowhere for him to go with the ball, decides to become a runner. He's able to pick up the first down and some.
They run with the Oregon man. It's Bucky Irving. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Here's a 2nd and 9. on the bootleg. It's Mayfield. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
If there's one positive remaining, it's the fact that they're still in scoring position, but with the way they've been able to move the ball down here in the red zone, they're thinking 6, but after that last sack, their chances of converting here for a touchdown have gotten a lot more difficult.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. They send Godwin in motion. Throwing now on 3rd and long. Here's a shot toward the end zone. He was trying to fit that one into Mike Evans. And it's going to lead to 4th down.
I could sit up here all day, Mike, and we could talk about the missed throw, but I think a lot of the credit has to go to the pass defense. Not only did they do a good job making it difficult for them to complete the pass, but I think they saved the touchdown along the way.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Buccaneers are back within a point. It's 14-13.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
McLaughlin hit the field goal a moment ago, and now he's back to kick this away. Avery Williams on the return. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia offense set to take over once more. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now they're trying to keep it going. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Man in motion is Smith. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They'll stay on the ground with Barkley. Running room hard to come by as he'll get ahead for a yard. Levante David doing his work on defense. Third and 5. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. That's taken in by Dotson. First time they've looked his way all game long, but he comes through with the grab and a 1st down.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
Hurts looking to throw on 1st down. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense immediately getting back on track. And what do the coaches say? Just play the next play, and that's exactly what they did.
Now Jalen Hurts on 2nd down. That'll be batted down. Devontae Smith, the intended receiver, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
He does a fantastic job, Mike, of not only locating the ball in the air, but then attacking it hands on hands. That's exactly something they work on every week in practice. Great job translating those drills into a live game.
That's over the middle, complete to Brown. And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the first down.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
That's going to be out of bounds, no return, and the drive's going to start from just inside the 20-yard line. Here's the Tampa Bay offense. They're going to take over once more. The deficit is 1, as they'll search now for that go-ahead score. Set to go now on 1st and 10. They go play action with Mayfield. Pass thrown deep for Godwin. That is knocked away, incomplete. Good coverage there defensively, all over him. And it'll be 2nd down.
Just a great example of not only the anticipation, but the instincts to go break that pass up, Mike. You can see he's clearly looking at the quarterback's eyes. And once that ball was delivered, he's just attacking it and breaking it up.
Off the RPO, this is out to Evans. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
We hear the term RPO so often, Mike, and it continues to kind of trickle its way into the NFL. But remember, it's a lot different in the NFL than it is in the college game where it's a lot more prevalent. The lineman cannot go downfield, so that quarterback has to make a lot of really fast snapshot decisions, or else it's going to lead to a penalty or him holding on to the ball too long. So it's something that teams want to implement, but maybe not quite to the level that we see in the college game. Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense, like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do.
They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. They send Godwin in motion. Throwing on 2nd down, Mayfield. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage.
Man, what a big-time play here by the corner. It feels like he knew that play was coming before the ball was even snapped. You can see he sticks his foot in the ground and bursts. He ends that play before it even has a chance to get started.
Here comes Otten in motion. Here's Mayfield. A pass pulled in by Irving. And he's going to have the 1st down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Two first downs, and they're at the 46 now. It's 1st and 10. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Here comes Otten in motion. Off the play fake. It's Mayfield. To the tight end, Otten with the grab. And it'll be a short pickup that's not enough for the first down. Here we go. 3rd and a yard. On play action, Mayfield. That one complete. It's the tight end, Otten. And he's going to pick up the first down. He knew where that marker was and made sure he got beyond it.
Critical 3rd down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the 4th quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
On first down is Mayfield. And he's out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, out inside the 20. 22 yards, the pickup there. Good for a Buccaneers first down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
A 2nd down throw for Mayfield. Quickly to the outside and complete.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
Here comes Otten in motion. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
He's got to find a way to hold on to that one. I mean, you're right on the doorstep of the end zone. And listen, I understand that hit is coming. But guess what? That hit's coming whether you catch it or not. And you get paid to make the difficult catches. And I would classify that one as tough, but you got to make that catch. Give your team a chance to come away with this drive with some points. And this has been such a tight game, but that's a big one right there. I mean, you need a kicker with confidence. Well, this guy, he fits the bill. He steps up and knocks it through to give his guys a lead here in the 4th quarter.
So, after the field goal to take the lead, kicker is back out there to send this one away. Williams now to return. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. Here comes the Philly offense now as they make their way back onto the field. They trail by 2, and will start this drive with 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 6. They'll send a tight end in motion. Now Hurts going to call his own number. And they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line.
When you're defending Jalen Hurts, Mike, the challenge is not only do you have to try to take away all the weapons at his disposal, but you have to account for him as a runner. And in this case, that's exactly what the offense dials up, and you can see why.
A first down throw for Hurts. He's got his tight end, Goddard, working the middle of the field. And he's close to a first down to gain. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. They run out of the gun with Barkley. And he's going to have that first down across midfield and down to the 46-yard line.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. They'll run with the Clemson product. This is Will Shipley. And this defense not allowing much there. They'll stop him at the 45. Here's 2nd and 9. A run up the middle with Barkley. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
Number one rule of run blocking for the offensive line is you don't want to allow penetration. It just doesn't give your running back any angles to cut and find the hole. It's exactly how it played out here. They've got to do a better job holding the line of scrimmage and not getting pushed back.
Taking off, he'll try to get there. He is dangerous when a play breaks down. A pickup of 18.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on 3rd down. Starts out as a pass. Nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner. Picks up the first down.
A pistol snap back to Hurts. That'll be taken in by Barkley. He's taken down just shy of the 10.
The best quarterbacks, Mike, they don't necessarily even have to see the running back in the check down. They can just feel him. It allows them to keep their eyes downfield, allow their tight ends and wide receivers to continue to work open. In this case, nice job by the quarterback getting that ball in his hands and letting him do the rest after the catch.
Plenty of time, all 3 timeouts left. It's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. He pulls it in around the 5. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
On the ground, it's the tight end. And he's going the wrong way, dropped back at the 7.
This is a play we've seen this offense have success with in the past, but here you have to wonder if they maybe tipped their hand a bit because that one went nowhere.
The offense having a tough time with this noise. It's 3rd and 6. He runs, and he's in. Jalen Hurts. Touchdown, Eagles. His 2nd TD of the game, and this one gives his team the lead. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown, time to kick it back the other way. This will be returned from the 6. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Baker Mayfield and the Bucs ready to get back to work. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time. They'll come up for 1st and 10. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Oh, the pressure too much. He goes down.
That's a prototypical coverage sack. All 11 guys on the field doing their job. Starts with sound back-end coverage. Nowhere to go quick with the ball. The quarterback has no chance but to extend the play. Look for something late developing downfield. That was all the time this front needed to chase him down and bring him down for a sack.
Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. But he can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
So now after that last incompletion, this brings up a critical 3rd down. But remember, Mike, they don't have to get it all here in one play. They've got 3rd and 4th down. There's no punt, there's no kick. They've got to treat this like it's their final possession of the game, and they've got 2 downs to extend this drive.
It's complete to Evans.
And after that completion, they don't have enough to move the chain, so it's all going to come down to this. If they want any opportunity to go down and kick themselves a field goal, they've got to convert here on this 4th down. They need their best play.
They send him right out of the slot. Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. That is caught. He got Godwin. And he's going to have the Buccaneers 1st down. They'll get the conversion. It's a gain of 14. From the gun, it's Mayfield. He'll look underneath here for Irving. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
So often for a defense defending the passing game, the most difficult guy to account for is the running back out of the backfield. So a really nice job here bringing him down before he has a chance to pick up any yards after the catch.
Here's 2nd down. Throwing is Baker. This one caught left side by Evans. And he's brought down, but they are out of timeouts. This is 1st and 10. Now Mayfield. That's deep for the back of the end zone. And that is incomplete. They took the end zone shot of the final play, it's a heartbreaking finish, as this one will come to an end. So it's a win here for the visiting Eagles. They were the aggressors from the start, able to dictate the pace of play, and in the end, they come away with the victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. So long, everybody.